Hello and welcome. Destruction Derby was one of the kind of original pin-up games for the Sony PlayStation when it first came out, which is kind of unfair. There is a Saturn version, which is what I'm going to be playing now. And yeah, Psygnosis, what happened to them? Probably they split up and made all different other development houses, whatever, but yeah, they did some good games. They did Wipeout, again another kind of pin-up game for the PlayStation that was also available on the Saturn, although it was a lot slower on the Saturn, I believe, but it's still a nice game. So yeah, we're going to be playing Destruction Derby here. Classic game. Some people don't really rate this amazingly. I need to change this setting here to like championship or whatever. Stock car racing, that's the one. Championship. Blah blah blah. Yeah, right. And meek. That's my name. Right, start. So what was I saying? Yeah, some people don't rate this as a great game. Destruction Derby 2 was kind of held in a higher regard than this game, but I just find that game so hard. It's got all the jumps and shit, and you go off a jump and you land and spin, and it's just too hard for me. But this game's pretty easy. You got plenty of barriers. The tracks are narrower. And you just kind of drive around trying not to get your car ruined. And if you're very conservative, you can just basically wait the whole kind of race out and oops, whoa, losing control there. Could do with a more zoomed in kind of camera angle, to be honest. There we go. It's a bit too zoomed in, but we're going to stay there anyway. No, not that. No, so yeah, one X button goes close to the car, and you have to get out of that by pressing Z to go further away from the car, like so. I'm going to zoom back in, so that's kind of making use of the Saturn's extra buttons. Well, not really extra over the PlayStation, but just buttons that could otherwise have just sat there not doing anything, to be honest. So yeah, you have damage indicators on your kind of generic car model in the bottom right hand corner of the screen, and the idea is to finish the race obviously without getting your car ruined and therefore kind of disqualified, and possibly taking other cars out along the way. A good tactic for this game, along with many other PlayStation racing games such as Gran Turismo, was to just use the barriers for brakes. It's kind of very effective. Or you can use other cars for brakes, but you know, you have to be a bit careful with that because you don't want to damage your own car after all. So yeah, the game, graphics wise, it's pretty basic. Runs a it's not really an inconsistent frame rate. It's kind of choppy but consistent, if that makes sense. It's like a consistent 15 frames per second or something. But there are quite a few, you know, cars on screen for the time and bits of debris. I mean, it's not complex debris, but there are bits of debris here and there flying off into the scenery. We've got some funky kind of housey, electronic beats. Yeah, I know what I'm saying. As you had with a lot of Psygnosis, Pignosis, whatever you want to call them, games back in the day. Obviously Wipeout was famous for its dancey soundtrack with "Oh come on." Oh, was that the last lap? And we had a pathetic result right there. And now we load. Now we go to the next race. We could save, but there's not much point really, is there? And we play on the track with the crossroads where things get hairy. Buckle up and shit tight. And here we go. Yeah, as we can see, there's a crossroads where there will be plenty of crashes. It's usually a good idea to slow down at that part of the track when things get going. First lap's alright because obviously nobody's actually crossing there at that point. Oh, me game disc, see what I mean? It's a good idea to slow down there. Fuck myself up there now. And that guy there has completely gone off track. He was going the other way and now he's ended up going down here, so it shows what the AI is thinking in this game. Not the most intelligent. The announcer seems kind of very patronising in this game, I must say. Like, if you can imagine if you met that announcer, if he was a real person that you just want to punch his face in. I imagine him just standing there in like a tacky suit and with a big cigar on, just like a fat belly hanging out. Kind of thinking, a picture in my mind I've got is kind of like the fucking game show host from The Running Man, or the kind of game show host from Super Smash TV. That kind of asshole. I'd buy that for $1. And there we can see things getting hectic at the crossroads. That's some straight up Bone Thugs type shit. See the reference there, see the pun, see the play on words. Oh come on, that's pretty much fucking game over now for me. Fucking ass lickers. Oh god. Obviously the more your car gets damaged, the more it handles like shit. I'm not purposely steering into walls, it's the damaged kind of physics of the game. So yeah, kind of steering into the barrier constantly. Like I say, it's good tactics, just use barriers anyway, and just, but like, I'm not steering here, I'm just using the barrier to get around the corner. Good idea. 18th place, so doing miserably. Radiator, that's the critical point of death in this game. Get any hits after your radiator's fucked, that's it. Engine explodes. Oh dear. No. So I'm still hanging on to, oh come on, come on, come on. My car was perfectly fine. What are you lying for? Oh, the other drivers have got ridiculous names, like Psycho, Heavy Metal Hero, Crunch Bunch, Pyromaniac, The Scum. Pardon me, it's the beer coming out. Taking a long time to finish the fucking race, Jesus. This is obviously the game trying to masquerade and convince you that it's actually playing the race out when it's not really, it's just playing with your emotions. So next race, my next and final race, because I want to do some other things, I want to check out some YouTube videos and shit. So yeah, I own Destruction Derby 2 for the PS1, but I don't really have any aspirations to play it. 'Cause it's a game I want to be good at, but it's just so infuriatingly hard compared to this game. I mean, this game you can stretch a result out if you really try, but Destruction Derby 2, it's really unforgiving. It's a lot of more, including more difficulty. This is like how I drive to work and back. Destruction Derby, absolute dickhead mode. Yeah, street racing, bitch. Yeah, do that shit. Oh, come on. Hey, get back here. So yeah, whilst this possibly isn't the best kind of port of the game, well, it's not really a port, is it? It's just a console game, basically. You know, it's not like ported from the arcade or anything. It would have made an excellent arcade game. It's kind of like Grand Theft Daytona. But yeah, whilst this possibly isn't quite as good as the PS1 version, still an interesting choice, and I just find games more interesting on the Saturn. I mean, it was a console that they said they just tacked 3D capabilities to, on, you know, when they found out that the PS1 did 3D and all this, but you know, the Saturn still has some decent 3D games, some decent 3D capability, and obviously it has epic 2D games as well. For example, the King of the Fighters series, which are absolute horse wank on the PS1. Yeah, bitches, I'm in first place, motherfuckers. Yeah, playing this game brings me back to the days where PlayStation first came out, kind of start of an era, I guess, even though obviously I'm playing this on a Sega console. Unfortunately, Saturn, it stayed around a bit, wasn't as big well, it wasn't as quick a failure as the Dreamcast, should I say, but it failed, which makes it all the more cool in my opinion. Saturns are cooler than PlayStation. Saturns are for the cool kids. Cool 32-bit kids. Yeah. I'm nearly lapping the guy in third, that's a good sign. But I do have some red marker damage on my car, which is kind of lame. And that's the finish, is it? Yeah. So I won a race, so I'm not hopeless to get at this game. So yeah, that's Destruction Derby for the Sega Saturn. Classic game. More of a well-known game on the PlayStation. But the Saturn game is definitely playable and definitely a worthy addition to your collection if you are a collector, and it brings back all them nostalgic memories of the start of the kind of 32-bit kind of console and multimedia wars, because obviously them consoles played CDs and all that stuff as well, top stuff.